Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel and thanks for logging on. If you enjoy these videos, do me a favor and subscribe to our YouTube channel right here at Watchbox Reviews. I would really appreciate it, and I promise to update daily. If you love this watch, you can see it and you can purchase it on our website, thewatchbox.com. And today we're discussing a lovely 100-piece limited edition 2015 release. This is the Audemars Piguet Royal Oak Offshore Chronograph Pride of Indonesia, reference 26179IR in rose gold and titanium. A lovely tribute to the nation of 17,000 islands. The Pride of Indonesia is part of the Pride of series, celebrating important local marks for the Audemars Piguet brand. Now you can see the watch on my wrist is large at 42 millimeters. It's the classic Royal Oak 42, which actually wears more like other brands 44 or 45. My 16 centimeter circumference wrist wears it well. You can see I haven't strapped it down completely, but it is a thick thing, measuring a full 14.4 millimeters thick. It's probably not as chunky as you imagine in that dimension, but across the wrist it has an incredible wingspan. As you can see, the timepiece measuring lug-to-lug 54 millimeters, but if you include these plots, these rather rigid outer links that attach to the strap, you have a robust 58.8 millimeter span across the wrist, and you can see why I might say 15-16 centimeter circumference of wrist size is the lower limit to wear this watch. It is a very broad timepiece. Again, think of it as a 45 because it deserves to be discussed in the same breath as 45 millimeter watches. Now the timepiece is beautifully made. As you can see, an unconventional choice of strap. Audemars Piguet usually using the ridged hornback cut of alligator leather. Here we have small rectangular scale, a gray to match the gray metal, the titanium. You can see it's a relatively flat cut, not a hornback, with a monotone stitch and a folded edge. On the underside, you will note that there are calfskin inlays on both sides, and this is a new AP factory strap, so you'll get to gouge it, and you will gouge it with this, a lovely hybrid rose gold and titanium buckle to match the two-tone effect of the case and dial. Now jumping back to the case, I should mention this one still features most of its original shipping plastic, and I'm not going to peel it. That's going to be your pleasure and your privilege, but I do feel sorry for the first owner who never got the most out of this watch. Oh well, the condition is there for the taker, and the taker will be the second owner. You'll also note that everything you'd expect on a Royal Oak is present on an offshore. You have the hand-laid bezels, you have the sharp contrast between satin and polish, the sharp breaks between the different types of finishes, the rounded octagonal bezel. Here we have steel screws polished inside the satin finished bezel. They're gold on the standard Royal Oak. They are steel bolts, properly speaking, not screws on the offshore, and they're fixed and counter-threaded from the underside. On the case back, you can see the symbol of the Indonesian nation, as well as several different finishes. The polish of the bolts, you have a frosted finish beneath the eagle, you have satin finish throughout. It's a handsome three-dimensional solid plaque of rose gold on the reverse side of the watch, and quite lovely. You also note that there's a rose gold crown contrasting nicely with the nitrile shoulders, as well as the nitrile chronograph pushers, and one of the most distinctive styling elements of the offshore, in contrast to the standard Royal Oak, is the fully expressed bezel gasket that is a component of the style of the watch, not simply a functional component, but part of the aesthetic equation. You also note that the strap is held to the case by screws, so none of the uncertainty that spring bars bring. This is a very secure system that I endorse wholeheartedly. More like this watch industry. Now you can see the watch in my hand features a remarkable dial in that it's not the mega tapisserie, it's not that stamped giant hobnail that you get on the offshore, and yes, it is stamped on the offshore. Instead, we have a lovely rose gold metallic tachymeter scale for gauging the speed of an object over a fixed kilometer or standing mile. We have lovely satin finished applique rose gold Arabic numerals. We have 3 rose gold registers. You'll note the chronograph seconds hand at center, as well as the sub-register hands in Indonesian red and white, and also note the different layers of this dial. You have the tack down to the dial plane, then you have the wells of the individual registers. There's even a rose gold chapter ring for the magnifier with its inverse cyclops eye that lets you see the date of the base movement. Now there are both stop seconds and quick set date to this movement. You can see I can stop the movement altogether, or I can engage the quick set system for the date. The movement is Audemars Piguet manufactured caliber 3126 with a Dubois de Praz 3840 module. The timepiece, with a 50 to 55 hour power reserve and a 21,600 vibration per hour beat rate, has a 365 part movement with 59 joules, and it is a free sprung balance with a full balance bridge, so it's highly shock resistant, and all of that protected down to 100 meters by the construction of the case as well as the screw down crown. The timepiece is very tough, and it is designed to be your everyday watch. So the 3120 and 3126 movements were designed with the offshore in mind, so these watches are considerably tougher than the earlier Jaeger-LeCoultre-powered Royal Oak Offshores. This is the 2015 Pride of Indonesia, powered by Audemars Piguet's own movement and beautifully festooned with the colors and character of the Indonesian nation. See it and make it yours on the watch box. AP Pride of Indonesia by night. And, I'll add, bidirectional winding with ceramic rotor bearings. Got that in there.